Hi, today we make a video about all the OBD2 devices that I got over the years, and I'm going to share all the features and the good and the bad. And we're starting with a cheap one from basically Walmart. It's like 20 bucks. Then we go to one that works with Wi-Fi or with Bluetooth as well, and uses basically the Torque application on your phone. Then we go to some more professional stuff like the iCarsoft that we use for my Mercedes-Benz stuff. They have very special tools and adapters that you need if you go in deep. Then we go to the Innova, which is very professional and has nice features, and it has also a support and provides basically repair solutions, and we'll talk about this in detail whenever we get to this device. And then we have an OBD11 here, which is for my Audi, and this one you can do long coding as well as you can reset all kinds of service intervals. So let's start with the cheapest one. Just make long story short, if you have just an ordinary error code, then you can basically take any of these devices and delete that error code and erase it from your system and see if it comes back on or not. And if you have bigger problems and the erasing of the error code doesn't fix your problem, or it comes back on, and or you have problems with transmissions, then you need better tools like the iCarsoft or Innova. And for the Audi, I got the OBD11 as well for doing all kinds of long coding, where you can basically activate a lot of features that isn't acceptable over here. So in the US, so you can activate European daytime running lights and features for diagnosis and so on. So let's start with the cheapest one, and for all of these items is basically they get powered over the battery of your car, so you need to have your battery charged. Otherwise they're not going to have any communication, even though you have some self-powered devices like the Innova. You have to have the battery up and running. You have to go, basically it's always the same. Don't start the car, just put it into ignition and then connect the device, and then you can read out whatever codes they're coming, or all the other features. With the bigger devices you have live data that you can see, and also the OBD11. And let's start with the cheap one. Alright, we're starting with the little one over here. I don't even know where it is. It's sold on Amazon and Walmart. They're between 20 and 40 bucks. Just find your OBD2 connection. In this car it's a 27 GL320 CDI, and it's an X164, and you see it whenever you connect it, it lights up right away. Then you turn on the ignition, and then you go to enter. Then it's starting reading what kind of protocol this car has. This one I know, it's the 9142, and it's a typical German protocol. Just wait a minute, and it's about a minute or two. Alright, this adapter, like from Amazon, between 17 and 20 bucks. This one has Wi-Fi. They have the same versions with Bluetooth as well. and it works like this. We just take off your ignition. As soon as you have it in there, turn on the ignition. Then this one works as Wi-Fi, so you need to connect the Wi-Fi first, and should switch, and it's called Wi-Fi OBD11, and it's connecting, checking the quality, and it gives you normally a notification that there's no internet available. Then you start your Torque application. Here it is. You can dismiss this one. You start your Torque. So this one, make sure you go into the fault codes. You tap in here, then it says not connected to ECU. If you have this, check your Wi-Fi settings within the application, and there's settings in here, and it's OBD2 adapter settings, of course. Here it's Wi-Fi, it's connected, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi or USB, and faster communication. Click on here, select Wi-Fi, and then it should work. It takes a minute. Now it's requesting the fault codes. See, I got two pending faults. That means they are not in the system, but they probably will come, and then some minor issues. And if you want to, you can delete them over here with clear faults on ECU. And like every other device, it's asking you to be careful if doing this. I'm cancel here to show you more. If you have Torque, the Torque is like $5 for the professional version. You can have profiles, different ones for different cars, and it has light features. You can also see real-time data. You can start the car, and it basically it shows you the rev and the acceleration, the coolant, and the speed, throttle position. So very nice features. You can see the status of the emission readiness. This is very helpful, especially for gas cars. And so if you don't have to dig in too deep, that's a perfect fit. And let's get another one. Alright, the next one is the Innova 3160G. It's kind of a professional diagnosis device, and it has nice features. It runs on batteries, so you can basically start it up anytime and even check your old data, and it saves all your stuff in there. And whenever you power it up, it's one of the nicest features ever. It has like a light within the connector that helps a lot, and it's connected. If you turn it off and you plug it in, it will power on automatically. Alright, as soon as you plug it in, it starts powering up, but you need to have the ignition on. ISO 9141 protocol. Unable to do communication, so just do the same thing again. It shows you right away which code is. This one the same as the other ones, and it shows you it's one out of 4, so you can scroll down and you see all the codes. They have a feature that came with it, and you have to have an app, and you have a login for their repair solution site, and with this about $300 version, it's about $150 only for the repair solutions. You have to do this account, and it didn't work out very well, and I contacted their support a lot of times, and somehow it doesn't really work. And then whenever you want to have tips from them, they're not really helpful. So I would not buy this support version as well or again. And it's fine if you get the normal version that has, they run about $150. And then you can always go to the menu over here. You have system tests, vehicle information. It reads out the VIN numbers and all that stuff. And you can go into this. It supports ABS and SIS, all the airbags as well. And it has, whenever it detects an OEM enhanced, so whenever in global OBD2 it shows you like a very generic code, and if you go to the OEM enhanced, and this is only for Mercedes and whatever is supported, then it shows you more details about the error codes. And you see our common rail diesel injection, and you see the very stored mill check component, and it gives you like a tip where to look first. This is very helpful. And you can also, whenever you start a car, it has a live data button. With the red button you can erase all the error codes very quick. You go back to the menu, you can hit the left. It's not supported in here, so we have to go back. Here you see the codes as well. With M you can always go to the menu. You can also do a battery reset function. That is not, and it has a DLC locator, which means the OBD2 connector wherever it is in the car. You can set the oil reset, and you can also test the battery and alternator monitor. That is helpful for older cars. And drive cycle procedures, this is very helpful. You know how many miles you have to actually drive to get a whole drive cycle procedure, and to see if your car basically is ready for state inspection. And then firmware version, tool library, tool settings. Also you can do all the brightness, tone, footer messages, and so on. Alright, this is the iCarsoft i980, and on here you have the possibility to connect it to very old Mercedes before the year 2000. They had like 38 pin adapters for this, and iCarsoft, they're using their own adapter. There must be some special features, I don't know what it is. The regular OBD2 to 38 pin, they don't work with this device, so you really have to have their adapter to work. And then we're going to show this in our 99 SLK 230 compressor. In here, the iCarsoft, and that's why I have this tool. It's about $150 plus $10 for that adapter. It has a lot of Mercedes functions. And let me connect this quick. They're always powering up. When you power it up, in there you have you can choose between diagnose, OBD2 diagnose, DTC library, tool setup, and help. Turn on the ignition, and then we're gonna, in this case we start with the OBD2 diagnose, which is the common for all cars for this device. And it takes a minute until it Finally, it detects that it's the protocol. This one really quick. We have two DTCs in this car, and it basically shows the same stuff as well. It shows the readiness of the car. You can go into the menus, then you can of course click OK, and then you get into the sub menus. You can read the codes, and basically it shows you all the codes and all kinds of description, whatever it is. And then also you can erase the codes with these. And also like the Innova, it has like IM readiness and data stream and freeze frame and test of special sensors like the O2 sensor and onboard monitoring system. They have a kind of different devices with different displays. They're almost all the same. And if you're gonna go very deep into Mercedes-Benz, then you have to have always the latest. Also, whenever they have a new firmware, I have it on their website. You can download it, and this one has a little SD card in here, and basically you put it on the SD card, and then it does automatically an upgrade. That works very well. So you have always the latest one. So going out of this normal one, I go into diagnose and go to the more detailed bands variation for this car. And it takes a while, and you have to select your type first. This is an X164GL class, and you click OK, and basically it asks you gasoline or diesel. This one is a diesel, and then left or right hand steering, and then you select which one you have, and this one is a 320 CDI. So I'm going to select this one, and after this it asks you either for automatic or manual select. If you do automatic, it basically scans like 42 units in this car, for the seats and for the lights and for the AC and for the roof and all kinds of stuff. And if you do manually select, and this is the most, then it starts to get communication. This can really show if you have problems with transmissions, which is Mercedes very well known for it. The transmissions are very good, but the sensors are very flaky. So you can go in there and check out only the transmission part, or any unit that you want to. So for example, read out over here. And on this one we don't have any DTC. We have some problems with our 99 SLK. That's why I actually bought this one over here, and we were able to go in very deep in the transmission in there and see error codes that any other of these devices could not would not show up. And okay, I can go to the very generic one. You can clear, of course. While reading data streams, you can see all kinds of sensor positions like speed and shift programs, and you can also do an oil level check, and you can see the temperature of the transmission, and all the standard OBD2 data that comes out of the emergency running. Current fault codes, there are none. It shows the battery voltage, and you can even do gear change. Switches and push buttons, a lot of features. Start operation. Whenever you delete all these stuff, be very careful, and the car may be acting up for a little. We noticed that it wouldn't start right away, and it would hesitate until it reads out all the sensors again, and this is like a factory reset. So alright, this is our 99 SLK 230 compressor. It has some transmission problems, so that's why I basically got this device, and it has still the 38-pin connector for Mercedes, and it also has an OBD2 connector inside, which is can run for all the other generic codes. But for the transmission stuff, you need to have that special adapter and one of the MB2.0 devices. So let's connect it and see what it does. You have to open that one. You can connect it to their special adapter. It fits in very easy, only in one position. Whenever you connect it, it lights up right away. I'm going to turn on the ignition. Yeah, same like the other Mercedes. You either go into OBD2 or just in diagnosis. We go in there. Then we have to select bands. You go in there, left hand steering, and then you select the 230. And then you can either automatic select, and then it reads out all 42 units, or you can go in manual select. That's what I do for this video. And it takes a minute. If you select automatic select, it scans everything out, and it takes 2 to 4 minutes. Here you see the transmission control mode and ESM, ECM, the engine control mode, ESP, BAS, and so on. SRS. For this one, you check the TCM. I just reset it a couple days ago, so probably nothing in there. Also here for each model, it takes like 30 seconds. Now it's on 33%. And this is important communication. It happens if you have problems like this. You can go click OK, and you can go out there. You can go into a different, since the transmission is on all these models the same, it's a 722.6, and select OK and try it over here as well. Alright, now the fun stuff. This is a 2012 Audi A8L, and this is an OBD11. Whenever you get this one, it comes in a little box. As I said, it's about $100 for the professional version. Whenever you get this, you go to the App Store and get the OBD11 app, and the little box comes with an activation code, so you have to put in the activation code, and all the features are gonna be free to go. And let's start it up. First you have to connect the device, of course. Alright, device is in. Then put on the ignition. Then you start your OBD11 application. OBD11, make sure you connect your device to the OBD11. There it is. Sometimes they have problems to connect. So at some time it didn't connect every day, and I contacted their support until they even said, oh, you can send it back, but then it started working again. So now it's trying to connect. It just did an update, and let's see how it works. So now it's connected. If you hit on scan, it scans for a very long time, and here you see the my car. It shows you the right car whenever it shows the battery voltage, and before that you can go into car itself, and then you see all the history of the car. You see all the mileage of the car in kilometer. I think these applications were made in Germany, so a lot of stuff is basically metric, and see the history. You can see all the long codings that I did, and with the app you can buy little bonus points where you can make all the settings very easily, and it costs only like $5 or $10 for 100 points, and then with 10 points you can activate lights and special features, and you can see all the long coding that I did. You have to be careful, and sometimes when I did it, I did long coding, and it said my ABS light always on, so I have to delete this. And the apps, they can show you for example about the stuff that I just talked about, sometimes menu, and you can select that feature, and you can select it from which country you have it, and then Scandinavian DLRs, for example, and the rear lid control. You can turn off the button over here for the selector, so you don't have to press this button not anymore. And there's like tons of features. Here you can see the oil service reset, and whenever you check this over here in the settings of the menu, you can go into the car, and whenever you go in there into the car systems, when you see the service and checks, you can see the oil level. You can see also in there, and you can the VIN number and the keys, and you see the service intervals. You can see the next one. I reset it like 2 months ago, and you can set it back to 360 days, and for you. And it's very the license plate lamps, whenever you change to LEDs, you have to program these, and it worked fine on my car. I put LED bulbs in there and the program is, and they're coming up very fine. You can all kinds of features for the MMI, and you can do even 3G radio here in America. Heater unlock, mirror clip, you can for inspection service reset. I showed this, and then the DLR functions for turn signals, features like this. And here it shows you how many points it is. And once I bought like 100 points, and suddenly they were gone. So then contacted the support, and so when I bought it, and I showed them a screenshot when I bought it for my phone, and they reactivated my points again. So they're very quick and uneasy. So there's response in there. Supported vehicles, yeah, it's only a Volkswagen and Audi, and then let's go next. Cautious. You see basically you see all kinds of cautious, like the throttle position. If you click it down, you see how it goes up and down. And it's gonna position right now. If you hit it, you see. And this is for all kinds of sensors. For the brakes, you can see. So whenever I change my brakes, you just go in there and reset the brakes, and it's reading out the brakes again. Then the temperature and the throttle position and all kinds of engines stuff. The voltage. My battery is kind of low. It's at 11.4. It should be over 12.5. The color list and so on. It's endless features. So it goes very, very deep. And so I once had a problem with a sensor, and it was running not very idle. And I checked it out, and I saw that this sensor too was gone, one of the B2.0 sensors, and it was just a loose connection. So I put it back on, and it worked fine. And I deleted the code, and you see all kinds of features. Engine RPM, for example, very. You can start the car, and it's accurate. You see 600, 1000, and going down. Engine running at idle, and so on. You can turn this back on. So, yeah, it stops, of course, and losing connection. Right, so for the motorcycles, we got a 99 BMW R1200C. This one has an OBD2 connection, or OBD1 actually, and we have an adapter for this as well. This one, and goes on the other side in there. I wasn't able to get any OBD connection with it, and I think they have special tools, so it wasn't working in our case. For the Yamaha 2012, they started having OBD2 since 2014, so I don't have any experience with this as well. And then for all the other devices for the cars, they are all great helpers. The $20 tool always works. You can see whatever code it's throwing, so and you can erase it. Same with the $20 Bluetooth connection or Wi-Fi connection to the Torque app. This really helps, and you can erase any code that you have, and very cheap, basically for $25. You can monitor your car, and you can see all kinds of features. And then iCarsoft, yeah, it's a very professional tool. For the older versions, you have to have the adapter. Else than that, the generic cable works fine. For the price, $150. It's a very good tool, and I should have started with this for all the Mercedes cars. And the Innova, the one that comes with a basically I can fix it solution, it's not worth it. The help and the login doesn't work really, and whatever they won't have extra money for it, and it should have been included in there. So if you use the Innova for the generic stuff, it's perfectly fine. The Bluetooth in here, it doesn't mean it's connecting with your car with Bluetooth. It connects to the app that, and I can show this quick, for the car fix solutions. Oh, come on. It's called Repair Solutions app. and then you connect basically this device to this app, and then you can basically see yes, let's see if you turn this on, and you see the links, and then it's retrieving the data, and then it basically submits it to their app, and then they give you kind of you can see all this is, but you don't get any more information than you have already in here. So it's worth the hassle? Not for me. I used it a couple times, but it's not even better than the Torque app. And so the good thing is you can put in and save multiple cars. So for a little chopper, that's maybe helpful. Nice feature with the LED and the OBD2 cable. Really cool. I like that feature. Everybody should have that. And other than that, these 38-pin adapters, you have to be careful. Most of them work, but you get only generic codes out of there. And then this is the one for the BMW motorcycle. We never could make it to work. That's about it. I hope you liked all the devices and get a nice overview. And we don't have any subscribe features in here, and but hope it helps and makes the decision easier which tool to use for you. All right.